So I'm home. Didn't go camping. I put in a good 8 hours getting ready to go camping, driving almost all the way there, driving back, and now unpacking because the battery light kept going off. And I don't know what that means, but being in an isolated recreational area far from everybody with that problem just didn't seem wise. If your alternator's dying, the last thing you do is turn off your car. So that was the last chance to camp this year. Well, in an effort to try and recover at least a portion of the purpose, sense, and intention of this weekend to be camping to de-stress, I'm at least faking it a little by hanging out in the bus with all my pets. I brought the bird in. Now, okay, as part of my ongoing efforts to simulate the missed weekend, I got the Max fan running, and I'm going to try and roast a marshmallow over the Big Buddy heater, which was how I was planning to do it at the campsite. I wasn't going to have a fire. I was going to use this thing in lieu of a campfire, because I probably only want it for 10 or 15 minutes. And I don't want to bother with the firewood. So I'll let you know how it goes. I think it's safe to say it doesn't work. I can't get it close enough to get it toasting on it, which is the point of the grill. I'd have to take it off, but at this point the grill guard is really hot, and I'm not grabbing that with my hands, so maybe later. It's getting too warm in here. It's a warm evening. I'll have to eat my marshmallows raw. I've decided to move into the bus until it gets too cold to live here. I'm going to live in the bus, more or less, until the weather turns too cold for this to be comfortable. I'm going to gradually migrate and bring out my stuff and finish building stuff that needs finished building, and I'm going to hang out in the bus, live out of the bus. Sam, if it was earlier in the season, I would bring out his main cage, but since it's not, and the main cage is awfully bulky, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff in the way. So next summer, I'll bring out his main cage, and we'll live out here all summer next summer, and with any luck, I might even be able to fire it up and drive it out. I don't know. This is what you call an intense rainstorm. Sam's having a bit of trouble with it. That's why he's on the side of the cage. That's what he does when he freaks out. He doesn't like it. I'll show you why. Oh, Renee was out in the yard just before it started. Good thing I thought, oh, it's going to rain. I better check and make sure Renee's okay. Yeah, because you were out there, weren't you? But you didn't get wet, did you? Really intense rainstorm. Super intense rain! Matchstick blinds keep that out too. Well, more or less, not 100%. I'll wipe everything down and get rid of some of the dust. This is how I Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. Yeah, a little bit of disco for the fun of it. Sam is asleep here. Got my table goodies. Got candies in my pocket. Just a few left. And a dog. Hello, dog. And the candies. She wants them. Xbox in bed is pretty sweet. Hot chocolate in a tin cup. It's good and hot now. I shipped it somewhere to keep it warm until I'm ready for it. Dishes for making the hot chocolate, heating the water in the pot I used. Just finished cleaning the coffee. The grounds go in the compost. That's just a temporary counter. It's the one I want to use. Yeah, I've got plans. Not using the stove because we're using that one.
And the sink is fully functional. You've got the sprayer. Pardon me. You've got the Berkey. And you've got the big industrial. It takes 2 hands to do it. It all goes into the sink. And the sink is nothing more than a pipe into a bucket. So very simple. When I have a lot of dishes and when I'm washing dishes, I use the plastic basin to create a sink rather than plugging the sink. And that allows me to retain the water I'm working with. This is for washing your hands. It's watered down liquid soap so that most of the water you need is already with it. You just rub your hands and use this thing to rinse. It's a beautiful system. I quite like it.
This is the quality of TV reception in the city. I can pick up one of 2 channels, generally. You never know which one. And sometimes they're both like that. Well, I just learned something that makes logical sense. I had a fire going in the stove. It was great. Lots and lots of heat. My kettle was starting to rock from boiling, and I was like, oh, I don't need that. I did the dishes in the house, but I'll make a cup of tea. And then I noticed, it's getting too hot, so I thought, well, I'll just power a bunch of nice cool air in here through my roof vent with the fan. So I opened the roof vent, and I turned on the fan, and I pointed it inward to force that cold air in quick. A window fan, right? No, I poured it outward to vent the heat. That's right. I sent the air up. Well, there are no other windows open. So the one hole opening in the wall where the air could come in to replace the air that I'm blowing out, and my bird's going like this, bobbing his head up and down, was the fireplace chimney. So I wound up reversing the chimney draft and filling the room with smoke. Like, oops. Okay, so no blowing air out the rooftop vent while the fire is going. I have to come up with another method of cooling the place if it gets too warm. Just scratching my itchy dog.
Oh, good girl. This is one of the things I like about having a metal roof. Hanging it to dry, and it's dripping properly into the sink. And it's easy to shift if it's not quite lined up. Updated bus tour time. I just finished a flurry of activity. Living in the bus is achieving what I wanted it to achieve. I'm spending so much time in here that I'm getting ideas and I'm thinking of things and I'm having time to do them. It's more inspiring to jump up and do something. So what I did tonight, I finally labeled all of the plugs because the speakers in the Xbox have to swap back and forth with a desk light I sometimes use. You can see it now over my shoulder. I moved that over there. And I moved the clock over there because, and this is dun dun dun, awesome, I affixed 4-inch board to the windowsills to give myself enough windowsill for a cup of tea or your lighter in your pipe, or an ashtray, or the dish soap, or a little shelf. Also did this. I got out my wire basket. The box I've been using for quite a while. I just really like it. It's become my tea box. I fastened this one down with some copper, which also holds my phone charge cable. A few ideas in my head of how to fasten it. In some cases, it's as simple as just attaching it to the bus properly, like just giving it some kind of secure attachment point. Other times it's bungeeing it down. So I don't know. So over here on this side, I have a cloth up, and under it you can see I've got more of my copper baskets. I bought these on discount. I bought a bunch of them on discount, and I'm really happy with that. I've got some clothes up here. There's actually a clothes dresser, and all of my clothes are going to fit in this corner over here. I have to build a platform, and then there's a dresser that'll go up against the wall, and all of my clothes fit in there, and then some hanging here, and that will leave me with some space here to put stuff like my folding chair. Ooh, that's dark there. Yeah, and I just love the way that the lights come through the copper baskets. And I think it's, yeah. I love the lights on the roof. Isn't that fabulous? They're on rainbow fade right now. That's a beautiful soft wash. Really nice for the evenings. Since the laundry machine in the house broke, I installed, put together my clothesline that I bought some discount place for more than it's really worth. And by the way, I don't recommend this. It's pretty junky. It's very short. It doesn't install well. I don't know. It's okay, but it's very short. I couldn't really do much more than this with it. And it doesn't hang on the wall worth a crap. I'm probably going to get something completely different. But for now, I can hang my clothes on there to dry. And this is how I'm washing them. I just come over here and do this with them periodically. Eventually I'll separate them out and I'll work on them one at a time, squeezing the water through. Because the washing machine's broken, so I have to do laundry in the bus, which is a great opportunity to practice doing laundry in the bus. It's that or a laundromat. And I don't feel like paying for a laundromat. Plus my car needs service, which makes going to a laundromat a little more challenging. My bike needs service as well. I'm kind of low on wheels, functional wheels. That's all right. Everything works out in the end. And if it doesn't, you learn new tricks. So laundry in the bus. This is the bus by daytime. I didn't lift the blankets on these two windows because I just didn't feel like it. I thought, they're kind of insulating it anyway. Just kind of having a quiet day. I was going to smoke some chicken in the smoker, but I don't actually have any charcoal. Here's a fun thing just arrived from Amazon. I don't know what all the lenses and stuff are, but for doing your crafts and stuff. This is supposed to be for the beauty industry, but for me, I'm thinking arts and crafts. Oh my goodness. That is some intense focal length. Wow. This is pretty nice. The temple comes off and you can replace it with an elastic strap. As well, the lenses can be taken off and changed out with different strengths so I can get down to the 10x that I want. Although, well, we'll see what it's got. Cool, huh? So they go from 10 to 25 in increments of 5. Okay, get 10, 15, 20, and 25. The lights don't have batteries in them. I need to get some. I might have some in the basement. So now all I have to do is just figure out how to make this work for me, because I'm not seeing the same thing at all here with the two hands, not even close. And they're not the same focal length, so I've got some fussing and fiddling to do, but cool. Insulated wheel well. So this is an RV barbecue I bought on discount years ago, planning for this. It's a beautiful little unit. It needs to hang off of a bracket, and in fact it's working beautifully here. I've even given it some bounce test. I just need to get the right fitting for the propane and I could use it. And then you've got the oil drip pan that slides into a bracket underneath. So that pleases me. I didn't realize I thought it had to be mounted up in some way. I didn't realize it was just a slip-on, slip-off system. That's the outdoor camp kitchen. It could be expanded. I'm really happy with my outdoor kitchen system.